Social Media University. Derek, I love the rebrand of your show. I think it makes a total sense for where you're taking the show. And what I noticed, what I was super impressed with, is the fact that when I look up social media, which is a super competitive keyword, your show is one of the first ones that pop up. So can you speak to what goes into making that possible, and how do you rank on the podcast app?
I totally could, but I can't tell you, otherwise you'd be competition.
Come on.
All right, fine, I'll tell you. But you kind of are, yeah, you're already doing a lot of the things right since your show is called Social Media University. Like you just switched it, right? It was something before?
Yeah, so I only switched it about a month
Something else
ago.
before? Okay.
Probably takes a while to kick in, I'm assuming.
Okay. Yeah, so since that's the title of your show, I mean, that bears the strongest weight. Do you know where you are right now?
I'm far down the list, man. Like
On
I'm
the word social
way
media?
down from you.
Okay, got it. Got it. So here's the other things that I'm doing apart from that. So my show is called the Social Bamboo Podcast, and when most podcasts don't have a search-friendly title naturally. So like Instagram marketing secrets obviously did, and I didn't really even know what I was doing at that time. I was just I was following like Russell Brunson's lead, right? Just put secrets at the end of it, got it. But I'm glad I did, because it was like keyword secrets, cool, and it just made me get found right away. I knew people weren't naturally searching for Social Bamboo, but you actually have a lot of characters that you can use in the title. So it's the Social Bamboo Podcast, social media marketing for business is what my full title is. So that's the first thing. So like social media marketing for business is search friendly. Same with social media marketing, same with social media. So there really is like 3 major keywords in there. Then apart from that, you really want to pick one keyword that your show is focused around. Just like it would be like a website blog article, you usually just find like one key phrase, and then it's about putting it in all of these different locations in order to start ranking for it. The other locations that it's looking for is the first sentence of your description of the podcast. So you have to say, so for me, I was going for the word social media marketing. Social media marketing is in the first sentence of my podcast description. Then it appears in there 1 or 2 other times. I also sprinkle in some other keywords, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, things like that. Of course, I always throw those in there, but the main thing is I'm trying to just rank on social media and social media marketing. At social media marketing, I think I'm higher on social media. That's a little bit more competitive, obviously, but that those are the 2 goals to rank on. The other places that it's at is it has to be in some of your episode titles. So one of the first episodes I did when I switched it to the Social Bamboo Podcast, just kind of knowing how the SEO works, is social media marketing trends for 2021 was my first episode title after that. So you have to compound it with episode titles. The other thing to even get plays, let alone get found, is sexy episode titles. There's a lot of people that like to do an interview with this person, or how to grow on Instagram, and it's not sexy enough, right? So I really try to spice up my episode titles as much as I can, along with having them be search friendly. So the episode titles and then your podcast title are the main 2 things that are getting actually searched for. Putting it in your episode titles, putting it in your episode, like the tags, all those other locations that it allows you to put it are just more supporting it. And that's probably, because I have all that support along with having that keyword in my title is why it's ranking. But yeah, the episode titles is big, because when someone goes into a podcast search, they're usually looking for a show, right? They're usually typing in social media, they're looking for a show. They're not typing in how to do this like they would type on YouTube. So YouTube is a little bit more you're ranking your episodes, not as much your channel. Podcasting is a little bit more about ranking your show rather than your episode titles. However, you can get certain episodes to, go viral in a sense if you can be the top episode under certain searches. So the easiest way I can do this, if you would pull out your podcast app and kind of look with me, and this is on Apple Podcasts, I'm sure it's kind of similar, but if you would just type in social media onto a podcast app, then at the top there you see all the shows, and then you see all of the episodes below that. So the episodes people aren't going there as much, 1, because it's below the shows, but also 2, because that's usually not what their search intent was. But it's funny, one of my viral episodes is on viral posting. It's called like how to viral post on Instagram, and that one went viral because if you type in viral post I believe it's one of the first episodes to come up on there. So like so many people are like, I don't know how to make my episode rank. Yet at the same time, you are also a user of the app. So a lot of these questions that you may have on, I don't know how it works, can be found by, well, let me type in social media. Who is there? Okay. Where do they have the word social media? They have it here, here, and here. Got it. Right. You can just literally go in there and reverse engineer people's success from the podcast SEO. But yeah, those are really the only locations of where to look for. But I think the main thing of difference of podcast SEO versus YouTube is your SEO and your show a little bit more than you are your episode titles.
Yeah, that's gold there, because it did sound very similar to YouTube when you were saying it, but that whole principle of you're ranking the show, not the specific episode, that's really key, and I think that's the biggest distinction. So that's awesome. I appreciate you sharing that. I personally have a lot of work to do, so thank you for that.